Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I will be showing how I color in light skin tones in a Klara Markova book. I use the Luminance pencils for skin in Klara's books because I really like the feeling of how the Luminance pencils lay down on the paper. And I'm only using 3 brownish colors and a white. So I'm using burnt sienna 50%. That's this one. It's number 866, brown ochre 50%, number 836, burnt ochre 10%, 872, and a white one, it's 001. And just to do a quick demonstration, I thought I would do it on the intro page. I'm going to put a protection sheet behind. So I always start with the darkest tone. I'm going to try and zoom in a little bit. I'm just checking how it's a bit decent. Okay, refocus. Yes, here we go. So I always start with the darkest shade. So the burnt sienna 50%, and I do the borders of the face with that darkest shade. Of course, she has hair here. I will cover that up later on. But now it's important to just make that face a little bit shadowy. And I'm always also doing her arm, yet. Already, that's the word I was looking for. I feel a sneeze coming up. Excuse me. These are her feet, but I think she's wearing some kind of panties, so I'm going to leave it as they are. Then I'm grabbing that brown ochre 50%, so the second darkest shade. And I'm going in just a tiny bit. I don't do a lot of pressure. The Luminance pencils don't ask for a lot of pressure, except my white one, because that's a scratchy one. It's really a shame that I have a few scratchy ones. I've contacted the customer service and they did resend 3 pencils, but one of them still was quite scratchy. But oh well. It was very nice of them to replace them in the first place. Now, the burnt ochre 10%. And I don't have a specific technique. I'm just trying to make sure that there's a highlighted area in the center of the face. It's always nice to have a white spot. And as the last color I'm going in, I'm going to resharpen it a bit because this is my scratchy one. Plus I had some other colors on it and I don't want her face to be smudged with other colors. So, and now I really have to choose which side I have to use from this pencil so that my paper isn't scratched. I did a bit too much color on her arm, I think. It had been pleasant that there was a bit more room for white, but it's okay. So this is the basic skin tone. I'm going to take a look if my lamp is doing a good job. And if I want to add blush to one of my figures, I always go for the Antraguido Pink, a name that you can't pronounce, and pink, the 571. And I'm always using this for blush. It's really a nice kind of pink, not too fake, and she looks healthy with those blushy cheeks. And I always try to blend in with the white. And if you want to add some extra shading afterwards, you can go in with the darkest shade again, but it's not always necessary. For one reason or another, I don't use violet in the Markova faces. I'm not sure why, but I like how they look with only these 4 colors. Yeah, if something works, then it works, and why change a winning team? So that's really basically it. Going to fill her eyelid with this second dark color, and then the darkest one I can use on the bottom. So it gives it a little bit more detail and depth. So, and that's really basically it. It's yeah, nothing too special, but I like these color combinations together. I'm going to add some extra shadow here and here on the elbow. And that's basically how I color in my fairies or other creatures in the Markova books. I recently colored in 2 types of fairies, and I was asked to show which pencils or which combination that I used. So here you go. Her arm is a bit too brown, but it's always a scary thing with skin colors. If you start coloring, everything seems so harsh and really poppy, but it fades out once you start coloring in the clothing and the hair. Then it's more muted. So that was it. Really, it's a very short little tutorial, but I'm for the moment not planning on coloring in this online because I'm working on another project, and maybe I can do so in a silent coloring chat. I don't have too much time left on my hands to film color and chats, so if I can color, it can be a silent video if you don't mind. You can still see the techniques or the manners that I use. Yeah, I hope it will interest you also. But for now, this was the teeny tiny skin tutorial. If you want to try it out yourself, go ahead and have fun, I should say. And yeah, I'm not putting too much detail on such tiny faces. For the nose, for example, I leave them, I prefer to leave them like they are drawn by Klara. Sometimes I add a little bit of shadow, but that's more when I have a fairy with a larger head with a bit more detail. For this sleeping one, it's good enough for me. And the one thing that I do like the most is that there's a spot of brightness at the middle, that not everything is too dark. So yeah, okay, I hope you've liked this little tutorial, if you want to call it that way. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask them below, and I will see you soon on another video. Thank you for watching. Bye.